A relentless midday sun scorched Melias's skin. His sword slipped from his hand again and again, slick with sweat, and his bronze shield soaked up the heat, burning against his arm. The arena where he stood was bare soil, carved by the wind and the rains on the side of the hill. To his left, a wall of limestone towered over him, ending at the plateau where his ancestral home stood. To his right, the Aegean stretched to the sky, blue against blue. Battle cries filled the arena. Swords and spears armed the hands of 24 noble boys, and though their blades and tips were dull, designed to bruise rather than kill, nothing about their fighting was a game. It was a war. Melias tightened his grip on his sword. His breath stuttered in a staccato rhythm and failed to fill his lungs as the exhaustion of the day caught up to him. He craved the shadow of an olive tree and the cool waters of the sea, but it would still be long until he and the others would be dismissed. Across from him, Caris was flushed pink, lips parted as he drew in a breath. His onyx hair curled at the base of his neck, and drops of sweat dripped down his temple, following the sharp line of his jaw. The sword and shield in his hands looked like they belonged there, held in his grip securely, confidently. Had Melias not known any better, he would have thought Caris was the one who boasted a divine lineage. Melias stood still in that unnatural, statue-like way of demigods. He didn't have to wait long. Caris charged at him, his sandals kicking up a cloud of dust behind him, and Melias met his blow with his shield at the last moment. The force pushed him back a step, and he responded with a swing of his blade, one that barely missed Caris' side just below his ribs. The two of them had been handed a sword and a shield the moment they were old enough to bear their weight. Melias didn't want to think Caris was born for war, but he was molded for it, a warrior forged in the heat of the battle. He saw it in the way Caris dodged and attacked at the same time, his motions fluid and well practiced. He felt it in the reverberations when Caris' blade struck his shield, the crash of steel against bronze echoing all around them. Each of his movements was calculated. Each was meant to kill. Had he been a mortal man, Caris would have hurt him like that. Melias had no doubt about that, but leap after leap he maneuvered himself out of harm's way. His body twisted and folded, sharp reflexes helping him steer clear of Caris' sword every time he attacked, and though he couldn't retaliate, the knowledge that he could still outrun him satisfied him. The more he jumped out of reach, the more Caris grunted and growled like a beast. He was a sight Melias could never get out of his mind, honed muscles rippling under olive skin, eyes the color of honey staring only at him. It was that gaze which distracted him. A moment's delay was all Caris needed to press the blade against his throat, stilling his movements.